Hey, you guys, it's Brandy Chanel. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to your Insecure Season 5, Episode 1 review. Without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, you guys, so let's get into this Insecure Season 5, Episode 1 review. This is the final season. I really do love this show. Some people say it's slow and boring. I don't think so. I think once you get past, I think the people who say it's slow and boring, they like fights. They like reality television. They like to see people fight on reality television. That's why. But I actually love Insecure. I actually love this show. I think it's a really good show. It's like black girl magic because it has women there of all, shades, and it celebrates women of all shades. That's what I really do love about the show, right? Um, there is this controversy going out about Tiffany, the character, being an AKA. I guess she was wearing the letters, the symbols. I don't know what she was doing. It's the character in a show, a fictional character in a show is not that deep. Get the fuck over it. Okay, so we are at their reunion, their Stanford reunion. So they all went to Stanford, right? So if you don't know, last season there is a breakdown between Molly and Issa, right? So they had a little tiff, and that happens in friendships. When you know somebody for a really long time, and you're kind of growing up and you're going separate ways. I think Molly was into her career. She knew what she wanted to do, and she was just looking for love. And I think Issa was still kind of finding herself. So they was on different levels. So they probably just needed a break, right? And also Molly has broken up with her boyfriend Andrew. This season, I don't want to see if Molly can't be in a successful relationship. I don't want to see her in a relationship. Like maybe she need to just be by herself, discover who she is and within herself and find happiness with that. Like I don't she doesn't have to be with a man. If she cannot be in a successful relationship, she, she don't need to be with nobody, okay? And I think they're trying to make this guy Amari a figure, but I guess. So Issa is on a panel, honey. Issa is on a panel, and she is on a panel where they're, talking about, the successes they have experienced in their life. I think in Issa's mind, she felt like she's successful now, so she has the confidence to go up there and speak. But later on, we find out that maybe not. Um, so Kelly, she wasn't able to get like a little name tag or whatever. So she goes to the yearbook and finds out they pretty much killed her off. Like she's dead in there. So I'm just like, okay. Listen, so this is my whole thing with Kelly, right? Kelly has always been what Countess Vaughn was to Brandy and Moesha. Like the fat, comedic, always chasing after a man friend to the pretty girls. Not that to say that Kelly isn't pretty. I think Kelly is really pretty. I think she's gorgeous. But the role that she plays in the show is I'm the funny friend, the fat friend. You're someone to laugh at, and I don't like that because that's the same thing they did to Countess Vaughn, who looking back on it, she wasn't even really that big. It was the same thing to Countess Vaughn to Moesha, or I can't remember her character name, but y'all know what I'm talking about. And the girl who played on One, she was the fat friend, the Proud Family. Like it was always the fat friend to the pretty girl, and I don't. I'm tired of those characters. Okay, representation is not enough. How you put us in there is how we should be represented. Like don't put us in there as the comedic relief. Let us have a love interest. Let us have an actual story, and that's what I want to see from Kelly. So she finds out that she's dead. So they all go to another part of the school, and they find their friend Shay, who Issa and Molly was, cool with. I guess she's like the ghetto girl. They was all in a rap group together. She is wild. She is loud. But we gonna get into Shay later, okay? Molly is introduced to Amari. I think they're trying to make Molly and Omari a thing. If it ain't successful, I don't want it. Like, I just don't want it. So they are putting up, like, they're doing a little memorial ceremony of all the people that passed away. And Kelly comes up there, and she is basically, she's only known for doing the good stanky leg and something else, right? So it's like, she kind of felt the way, because it's like no one really knows who I was. Because if you knew who I was, you know that I was much more than just doing a good stanky leg, right? So we have that. So then the next day, Issa is talking to herself in the mirror, her college self. At one point, she says, "Have you met T-Pain yet?" "No, but he's still fine." Bitch, where? Where was T-Pain ever fine at? T-Pain, y'all, I promise you, I remember when T-Pain came out when we was in high school with Sprung. I'm sprung. Girl, you got me. Anyway, they came out with Sprung, and when they actually showed the video, I said his face his face did not match his voice. I was like, I don't know who I was expecting, but that I wasn't expecting. But anyway, to each his own, okay? And so then, she's speaking to herself, listing, did you do this? Did you do that? And she was like, well, no, but I have abs, or whatever the case may be. So I thought that was kind of cute. So now we're at the panel, right? And they're having the panel. And I'm thinking that Issa thought that she was going to do fine on this panel, but next to the other people, she seems kind of inadequate. Like, they all have these inspirational stories. They've all accomplished a lot. And she doesn't know that where she is in life is where she actually wants to be. And she's feeling kind of let down. She really didn't do that well on the panel. I think the rest of the people on the panel, they gave these politically correct answers. And she just was kind of keeping it real. But sometimes keeping it real can also mean you're unsure of yourself, that you don't have as much confidence as the other people. And I think that's where she was at. So after the whole panel fiasco, she goes to go see Molly. Her and Molly's walking around. They're talking about a bunch of different things, reminiscing, and then Molly brings up Amari, and Issa doesn't really know how to address Molly or give Molly advice, because they've had a breakdown in the friendship. So things have changed. The energy between them has changed. So she doesn't really know how to approach her or to answer these questions that she's asking, because, they're not friends like we used to be. And Molly asked her, "Hey, is we okay?" And she said, "We're fine." So then they get a invitation to go to some spot that they went to when they were in college, okay? And so they with Shay, they in the car, they got the dream bumping or whatever the case may be. So Issa, and before that, Kelly is still kind of down about everyone not really remembering her. And Issa, Shay, and Molly go to the liquor store. They come out of the liquor store, and then there's this guy who is robbing them. Take off your shoes, take off your watch, or whatever the case may be. And so Shay, being just over dramatic, the guy said, "Shay, shut the hell up." You know what I'm saying? So it turns out that she set Molly and Issa up to get robbed by this guy. I guess that was her man or pimp. I don't know who it was, but she set them up. So they ended up saying like, "Bitch, what the fuck?" And she goes off and she leaves. She pick up the shit and leave. So then they go in the car, and they tell Tiffany and Kelly about it. But they ended up laughing this shit off, and you can kind of see them getting together. You can kind of see them getting together. So after that, let me see what happens after that. Okay, so the next morning, they're at breakfast, and Kelly, still feeling down. So they did something to make her feel better. They go to breakfast, and they have some candles. They're all saying nice things about Kelly, just to make her feel better, to let her know that you are important. You are my friend, and you are important. Molly asks Issa about Amari and how she feels about him. basically they came to a conclusion that they want to move forward in their relationship as friends. They want to move forward. And they're starting over as not the same, but as new people. Okay, this is where I am in life, this is where you at in life. Okay, let's see how we can take who we are now and build a friendship, not as we were, but who we are now, is how I took that. Nothing really happened after that. Lawrence picked up Issa, and as we all know, Lawrence found out that Condola was her. Condoleezza. I don't know, Condola. I think I want to say Condola. Found out she was pregnant and is Lawrence's, and this is when Lawrence and Issa were starting to get back together. So we found that out. He dropped her off, and I think there was like this agreement. They didn't say it, she didn't say it, but yeah, I'm done. I can't remember his name now, but the light skinned dude that she was talking to before, Lawrence, I liked him better. I'm sorry, Lawrence gets on my nerves. He gets on my nerves. Like, he's so wishy washy, he's so finicky. So, yeah, I wasn't a big fan of Lawrence at first. I wanted them to get together so bad, but in season 4, I was like, I'm done with Lawrence. I want her to Issa to get back with her, with the light skinned guy, the guy who's an activist. He fine as fuck. He is fine. But anyways, that is my Insecure season 5 episode 1 review. Let me know how you guys feel about this episode down in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe to my channel. Until next time, toodles.